Hello, lovely humans. This is the Tech Dragon, and I'm back at you with a new and improved channel. And I'm so excited to bring to you more consistent and helpful assistive technology content. So, we're going to kick off the new era of this channel with a series called Conquering Gmail Standard View with JAWS. Recently, Google has announced that they're retiring the basic HTML view, and a lot of people in the blindness community are really struggling because they use the HTML view for a more simplistic and more user friendly email inbox experience. A lot of people are having difficulties with the switch, and some people are even under the impression that the Gmail standard view is totally unusable. Well, I am here to assist. It actually isn't as scary and complicated as it may seem at the beginning. So, this series is going to be showing you how to do all the things with your email that you did with the basic HTML view. You're going to be able to read your email, you're going to be able to compose and send new emails, you're going to be able to reply to emails, and you're going to be able to manage your inbox. The first video in this series is setting up for success in reading your emails. So, in this video, we are going to be talking about how to ensure that you are in the Gmail standard view, how to configure your settings to work best with JAWS, and then how to access your keyboard shortcuts so that you can more easily complete tasks. And finally, how to read your inbox, read the email list in your inbox, and read your emails. So, without further ado, let's hop in and we'll start off with setting up for success. Now, before we jump into setting up for success, I want to inform all of you that the information for this video and this video series comes from a webinar presented by Freedom Scientific called Using Gmail Standard View with JAWS, and I will link to that in the description for your viewing and reading pleasure. Okay, now without further ado, let's head over into my Gmail inbox.
Inbox left parent 1192 right parent dash Ravenlip at gmail.com dash gmail dash Microsoft Edge. Inbox left parent 1000.
Okay, so now we're in my inbox. As you can see, I'm using Microsoft Edge. This is going to be the same whether you're using Edge or Chrome or Firefox or the Opera browser or anything like that. So, as you may have noticed, this, when I first got into my inbox, it said inbox followed by the number of emails, which is embarrassingly a lot. And then it says the email address and all of that. So, this is your first indicator of being in the Gmail standard view. You want to hear the number of emails. If you do not hear that, then you are not in the standard view. Another test is that if you arrow down once,
Basic HTML view button.
You'll hear basic HTML view. So, if you have this when you get into your inbox, you are already in the standard view. If not, you're in the HTML view and you'll need to switch to the standard view. The easiest way to do that is to do your JAWS find command, which is your JAWS key, either insert or caps lock, plus Control plus F to bring up that find dialog box. You can type in the word switch, press enter, and you'll be put on switch to standard view, and then you'll press enter on that, and that'll bring you to the standard view. All right, wonderful. So, Google has built in some keyboard shortcuts that makes using a screen reader more seamless with the standard view. But in order to use those shortcuts, we need to turn them on because they don't come on by default. So what we have to do is we need to go to the settings. The easiest way to do that is to press B for button because the settings option is a button. So I'm going to go ahead and press B until I hear settings.
Main menu button expanded. Advanced search options button. Status active button. Support button menu collapsed. Settings button.
And I'm going to press enter on the settings button.
Enter. Banner region settings button to activate. Press enter.
And sometimes it may take a couple of times of pressing settings. You want to hear quick settings, and that's how you know the settings menu is open.
Enter. Enter. Google app settings button. Enter. Space. Enter. Google apps button. Settings button.
And again, it's taking a couple,
Enter.
and it just might be a loading issue on my end.
Support button settings but enter. Enter. Google nav link heading link chat head link nav Google settings support but setting enter. Space. Close button to activate quick settings.
Okay, so it finally did pop up. So again, it might be just a loading internet issue on my end, but if it doesn't come up immediately, you might need to play around pressing enter, using your arrow keys to put focus back on it. Use your troubleshooting skills, and it should pop back up. Okay, so now we're in the quick settings, and we need to arrow down to see all settings.
Close button. See all settings button.
Okay, and I'm going to press enter here.
Enter. See all settings button to activate. Press enter. Group general tab selected.
Okay, and so instead of searching through all of these settings, the easiest way to do this is, again, we're going to use that JAWS find command. As you notice, this is probably going to be a very useful command, so keep it in your back pocket. Again, it is your JAWS key, so caps lock or insert, and then plus the control and then F all together.
JAWS version 2024.2403.3. Key. JAWS Y.
Okay,
Blank.
so now I'm going to type in keyboard.
KEYBOARD.
And I'm going to press enter.
Enter. Keyboard shortcuts :
and it's going to bring me to the keyboard shortcuts option. So here I'm going to arrow down.
Learn more about keyboard shortcuts. Keyboard shortcuts off, radio button not checked.
Okay, so keyboard shortcuts off. If you're doing this for the first time, this will be checked, and you don't want it to be checked. So you would arrow down again.
Keyboard shortcuts on, radio button checked.
And you would arrow to keyboard shortcuts on, and you would check the box by pressing your space.
Button labels :
Okay, and then you would go to the bottom by doing your control home.
Control Windows End.
Or I'm sorry, your control end is what you would do. So you would do your control end.
Show side panel toggle button press. Show link elastic link program middle.
And then you would arrow back up.
Link table navigate save changes button unavailable.
And you would arrow up to save changes. Now, if you were to make the changes, this button would be available. Since I didn't save any changes, I'm going to go ahead and cancel. But you would press save changes.
Cancel but enter.
And that would turn on your keyboard shortcuts. Okay, one more important thing that you need to know. When you're doing the keyboard shortcuts, you have to turn off your virtual PC cursor. Now, what is a virtual PC cursor? When you are on a web page and you're using your arrow keys and you're using your first letter navigation, you have the PC cursor on. That allows you to read the document using your arrow keys, using tab, using the first letter navigation. When you turn that cursor off, then you have to mostly use tab to go through the document. But when we turn the PC cursor off, it's going to allow us to interact with the inbox and with the Gmail more seamlessly, as well as let us use those keyboard commands. So, to turn your virtual PC cursor off, you're going to do your JAWS key. So that may be your caps lock or your insert. And you can do that with the letter Z as in zebra.
Use virtual PC cursor off.
So now I have turned that off. From here, I can use different keyboard commands. For example, to go to my inbox, I would press the letter G, and then right after that, I would press the letter I.
G, I. None selected.
So it brought me to my inbox. If I wanted to go to if I wanted to do compose, I would press a certain key. If I wanted to go to a sent folder, I would press a certain key. And we will be getting into those in more depth in future videos. But we just want to make sure that the keyboard shortcuts have been turned on. All right, fabulous. So now we're going to jump into reading the emails, into reading through your email list. So you still want your virtual PC cursor off for this because this is going to allow you to read through the list of your emails. So I'm currently in my inbox and I'm going to use my arrow keys.
Unread. Hostinger domain names expiring on Thursday, April 18th, 2024 as attachment.
To arrow through my list.
Important. Unread. Mail delivery subside. Google security alert. Hostinger upcoming auto dash renewal.
And I'm just pressing down arrow.
Unread. Google Nest. Raven. Discover AI.
And I can arrow back up.
Hostinger upcoming Google security alert. Mar 18 important unread mailed unread Hostinger unread Google security alert 3.
All right, beautiful. Now, if I wanted to open one of these emails, I would just press
unread
enter.
Hostinger domain names expiring on Thursday, April 18th, 2024.
So I'm going to press enter here.
Main region domain names expiring on Thursday, April 18th.
Now, what's important here is that now that I want to read the actual email, I am going to have to turn my PC cursor back on. That's what's going to allow me to read the contents of this email. So to turn the virtual PC cursor back on, I'm going to use my JAWS key. So again, that may be your insert or your caps lock, plus the letter Z as in zebra.
Use virtual PC cursor on.
Okay, and now I can read just like I would on any other web page. So I'm going to arrow down.
Not important. Switch off. Not pressed. Search for all messages. Remove label inbox from this conversation button.
And it's going to come up with a couple of just different options first. But it's not too far of an arrow down to get to the content of the email.
List of one item. Heading level 3 Hostinger and HostingerDomains.com.
You can also use your first letter navigation H for heading to get to the content of your email as well.
Attachments graphic. Mar 18. 11 of not start checkbox. Add reaction reply but more message to me. Showed it blank. Hey there. And the list attached you will find will stop working. Renew now to save blank. Hostinger International Ltd.
Okay. So now that I read through my emails, what I can do is I can go ahead and turn my PC cursor back off because I want to close this out and read another email. So I'm going to do either the insert or your caps lock plus the letter Z as in zebra.
Use virtual PC cursor off.
And then I want to go back to my inbox, and we did that keyboard command. It was the letter G and the letter I.
G, I. Main region, primary tab panel, grid with
And
9
now
columns and 50 rows.
I'm back in
Unread,
my
Google.
list. And now I can use the arrow keys to find a new email.
Hostinger, important, unread. Google security alert. Hostinger, upcoming auto dash renewal. Mar 15. No action is required.
Okay, fabulous. So just to go over what we did there, we turned off our virtual PC cursor in order to access the list of emails. We press enter on one of the emails. Then we turn the virtual PC cursor back on and arrow down to read the email. When we were done, we toggled the virtual PC cursor back off again, and we did the keyboard command to get back to the inbox, which was the letter G and the letter I. So that is it for today's video. I hope you found this helpful. Again, this was just the first video of this series, and the next video is going to be going into how to send an email. So definitely stay tuned for that. Be sure to like this video if you found it useful. Subscribe to the channel and look out for the next video coming to you. When you hit that subscribe button, make sure you adjust your settings so that you know when a new video is posted. And this is the Tech Dragon signing off. I will see you soon.